Hello there everyone, this is Soul Super 17 here, and let me go first like usual. I do not own this picture, this is not a paid video. Alright, well, I'm gonna stop saying the non-paid part pretty soon. So, yeah. I think, well, I'll just keep going with it. But, yeah, so, anyways. I have gotten this asked about for a lot, and I mean a lot. I was gonna be working on the next new What If, and well, I was asked this to make this a lot, so yeah, okay, so it's gonna be this one. Then it's gonna be mm, Bell, saved by Hades. Then after that, it's gonna be the new Deku, and then after that, well, actually, I may have to do that after I do something, which is gonna be 2 hours. So, yeah. And then after that, anyways, it's basically gonna be my Asta What If, and then another Deku What If, which is, gonna be different. And I'm kind of thinking of making a, stop to the What If, make a stop on thinking of a new What Ifs and just try to get some of these down. So I will go back and make the Tanjiro cremation. I'll try to get that done. And, I'll just try to get some other stuff done. Alright? Okay. So, yeah. Anyways, let's get into this. What if I remember everything which Deku has? He was, experimented on, which they increased his strength, his endurance, his agility. They just increased anything like physical wise, and they kept his mind sharp and everything else. The quirks he has is fire manipulation, blood manipulation, an oracle quirk, which allows him to analyze and scan people's quirks and all what their weaknesses and powers and strengths are. He also has the regeneration quirk, which I just made it freaking so OP. Then I gave him also a spider quirk. And after that, it was then shadow manipulation, a sentient quirk, plus the ability to change his hair and eye color. So yeah. And it's gonna be 2 weeks after that. So it's gonna be around the sports festival. And so we're gonna have Deku be known through the world, through as a vigilante. And he's gonna leave a sign of basically not handprint, but he's gonna carve into the wall. He made a new name. We're just gonna call him, well, anytime I didn't really think about it, I was just gonna name him Soul. That's gonna be his vigilante name, Soul. And no, it's not because of my channel and all that. No, that's what I was gonna say. But yeah, it's not because of that. I just like it. That's why I did name my channel Soul Sleeper 17. So I like Soul, and I was trying to think of something to go with it, and Sleeper just popped in my head, and then that's it. So yeah. Anyways, enough of that. Alright, let's just get into it. This is what if Deku was a nomu, or was turned to a nomu. I really forgot the title. Give me a minute. Sheesh. Okay. It's what if Deku became a nomu. Alright. So yeah. So Deku has gone around the city. He has taken down gang members, other villains, during the day and during the night. He has, gotten his hair cut and styled because he has taken money from villains and just, do whatever he can to survive. His quirk, which is called Oracle, is that, and plus that's the name of the quirk, so he just says, "Hey Oracle," as basically as he's on top of a building, though. she comes out of the shadow and she makes a human body and starts to change it. Like I said in the last What If, she was able to now change the appearance. She makes it like she has like some normal clothing, so it's like jeans, shoes, sneakers, um, a shirt, and then a jacket with a hood, and her hair like is all like in a ponytail and stuff, and it's like a different. It's silver. It's like a silver color with her eyes being blue. She goes, yeah. She goes, so what do you want to do today? Stop a few bad guys, save a few people, be lazy, just do nothing. I'm in for whatever. And she goes, well, we should probably at least help out one person. He goes, yeah, true. Gotta keep my name going. Soul, the Vigilante. Sounds funny, right? Well, it sounds funny, right? She goes, kind of sounds cool. I goes like, jeez. Alright, well. As he stretches and says, let's get going then. And she says, yep. And she can swing, she can use his webs too. So, they both jump off the roof. And how Deku does it, he just jumps off, but then proceeds to, like, turn his body so, like, he can go into a skydiving motion then. And she just jumps off like, she's about to jump off, like, a diving board and just goes down that way. As they just go down, like, really fast. Say, like, the building was, like, one of the tallest buildings in, in the My Hero Academia universe. So, and they're just falling. As when they get, like, go past the halfway point, near to the other building, it's like height, they spin a web towards the building that they jumped off of, swing off of it, and proceed to just web swing right through the city. Even running on the rooftops to avoid some heroes because of the areas that they got. Also, she can actually communicate with Deku through his mind because she is still in his head. Even though she has a physical body, she can make a physical body. She still is within his mind, so she can still tell him that where heroes are and stuff. So yeah, so after a while of doing this, they come across a commotion in a dark alleyway. Deku doesn't know who it is. He just says, alright, this doesn't look so good. As Oracle says, yeah, we gotta stop this. As basically this man is about to hurt a hero. Basically he can tell by like the outfit. He says, wait, that's Ingenium. Crap. Deku just jumps off of the building, gets to the edge and Deku just jumps off the building right away and just basically uses his webs to pull himself and like really fast. So basically web shoots towards the wall of both of the buildings. He pulls on them and basically he just shoots himself down real quick. And then all of a sudden he uses blood manipulation to stop the guy from stabbing him and just rips him towards him. And all of a sudden, he doesn't know what happened. He doesn't know who this is. He doesn't even care. But the man doesn't know what happened. As then Deku just grabs the guy's face and slams him into the ground, knocking him out permanently. He is knocked out for a good hour or two because Deku did not hold back. He did not hold back. Usually he would have gone for 2% of his strength. Because remember, I gave him a spider-like quirk. He has all abilities of a spider and everything, including that spidey sense. I just thought that would be cool. I think I did. Gave him everything like a spidey sense, but anyways, I know I gave him everything like a spider. So yeah. It's, so basically, Ingenium only has a cut leg. Nothing's bad. As Oracle does come down, and she tells him, well, this is his quirk was blood curdle allowed him to basically stop somebody from moving, so that way he can be apprehended or what he was about to do to Ingenium. As he goes, sheesh. And Deku has changed his hair multiple times. So the way it is It's basically a yellow. It's yellow, and he's always keeping his eyes like a silver color. So yeah, he liked them too much to not to. So he does that, and he says to Ingenium, "You all right?" He goes, "Yeah, you use your quirk without, a hero license. I'm going to have to take you." And he goes, "Seriously, you're a true hero. I mean, you're looking like that. You're not gonna be able to catch me. Trust me. Also, I ain't a hero. No, I'm a villain. I'm a vigilante. Soul's the name. Don't ever forget it." And then he just jumps up onto the wall and just starts walking casually up. As Oracle says, "Yeah, you really should not. Should probably call the authorities, because if you don't, you're gonna lose too much blood and pass out." And basically, she walks up the wall too. As Jenny was just, is thinking, what the heck? But, he does call up the police and, the ambulance right away. And Stain was taken down. As, you know, he didn't want to, Deku did not leave the mark of that he would, carved into the wall, the name Soul. So, he just let Ingenium get the credit. But Ingenium said, no, it was the Vigilante Soul. Because he already knew about the name. As they said they can't, say this, but and all of it, Ingenium did not want the credit. So they just say he was apprehended by the police. And that was it. Nothing, no Toga or Stain's message goes out, and just what if. So yeah. And so after that, Deku decides to swing by UA High School to see what's happening, and it's like the sports festival is going on, and he's just watching it. As Oracle's with him, as basically she says, "You always get a side for this, do you?" It was like, "Oh, you have no idea. So many quirks, so many different abilities and attributes, even weaknesses. He is still that Deku with the, wants to learn about the quirks and all." But now it's more of a reason he has to use it to figure out what to do with it. As she's scanning multiple, quirks and all. As he's getting all the information, and it's like they're coming with multiple different strategies for every single person now. And it's just saying, I knew coming here was a good idea. As then, the winner of the event is Bakugo. Though, they came to near the semifinals with Todoroki and Bakugo. And Todoroki has kind of, let's say, even though Deku was not there, what Deku showed and what he did, he changed his ways, but now he wants to find Deku. So during this fight, he Bakugo says, "What is your relationship to Izuku Midoriya, Bakugo Katsuki?" As Bakugo says, "What do you want to know about that nerd for? This is a fight between us." As he, basically, and Todoroki has accepted his fire side, because he knows how powerful Deku is. He cannot accept it. That if he don't rely on his fire side, he may not beat Deku to apprehend him and bring him in and bring him home. Todoroki, that is his goal now, to bring Deku back to his mother, because what happens when Deku left, the police came and they told the police and all, and Todoroki was during the next day, they got all the villains apprehended. Everyone kind of went back to class. On the way into the bathroom, Todoroki heard he was walking by Principal Nezu's office, and he heard Izuku's mom talking, and she was crying, saying how is my? You said you found my boy. Where is he? What happened to him and everything else? And they just tell her what happened, what he did, and how everything ended. She just starts crying because she misses her son, as he made a vow right then and there, as he had a flashback to his own mother and what happened to her. It's like the same thing happened to him, but Izuku's gone, not his mom. He did not want Inko to go exactly the same through pain. I'm not having. Well, in his way, he does not have his mom. She doesn't go through the same way of not having her own son. So she made a vow to save or bring back Izuku Midoriya. So he asks, so he says it doesn't, so basically that's the end of flashback for him, as he says it doesn't matter what you say about him. Tell me, what was your relationship to him? As then Baki says, fine. He was just a quirkless loser who basically didn't deserve to live. I told him to jump off of the roof. So what? As then Todoroki ice just shoots out at him right away, which caught him off guard, and he goes, "Whoa! What the heck was that, Icy? Why you did that for, Icy Hot?" And then he says, "You told him to jump off the roof, so you were bullying him." He goes, "Yeah, he was a quirkless loser." And then basically Deku's hearing him say that, and he just says, "I bet if he was here right now, he could beat you easily for all his quirks." And he goes, "Oh really? If he was here, I love seeing him try." As then Todoroki says, "So would I." And then he kind of then Todoroki just says, "Hey, if everyone, can I get your attention? If a boy named Izuku Midoriya was here right now, would you like to see him fight his childhood bully?" As they go like, "What?" As he explains who Izuku Midoriya is, how he was taken in by the League of Villains, how he was experimented on and was turned into a nomu with intelligence and everything else. Also, I forgot to mention, I forgot that about the RPG loving quirk I did gave him. Yeah, I almost forgot that. But Deku has leveled up. He was at level 1. His strengths were at 30. His everything else about him was at 30. So everything was at 30. Already at level 1. So for these 2 weeks, he has done nothing but non-stop fighting criminals, people that were stronger than him, and he has technically gone and for this actions and saving people, he has got some titles as Scorched Cinder, Blood Fighter, Savior of People, Savior of the Weak, and he has also sneaked into place, so he goes Stealth Ninja, King of Stealth, and all that. And there's going to be another class system in this one, so yeah. But anyways, he has gone from level 1 in these 2 weeks because of non-stop fighting and training. He has, also on his body, he has gone up to basically from 1 to 30. And I'm not going to say points, but he gets enough points to make everything 10. So everything's 40 now. Alright? Okay. And technically, there's skills too, so everything, he had enough points to go into, put in 3, so 3 to make everything stronger, so yeah. So everything, he had enough to put in 3. That's it. Alright, I'm not gonna say more than that. But anyway, and there's only gonna be 2 classes, not the ones I gave him, not that many. Alright? Alright, okay. So yeah. So what happens is, they all say, "Yeah, I want to see that guy in action. Is he a hero?" As Todoroki says, "No. After he left, the next day, villains, gang members, have been apprehended by the so-called Soul, the Vigilante." I say, "Wait, he's a vigilante?" As when someone shouts, and he's, Aizawa says, "Yeah." Aizawa and President Mike says, "Yes, he is." And actually, I want to see this boy in action too. What about you, Aizawa? And Aizawa says, "I already saw him in action. And honestly, I want to see what he can do." As in, Oracle says, "Go on, go. Show him what you can do." As he just has his fire goes, "Oh, I've been waiting for this moment since the day I got my quirks to beat up my childhood friend, Confronting Bakugo." And then he just cracks his fingers and just says, "Let's see how much pain he can take." As Deku just jumps off and he goes, you asked for me, and here I am." And basically, then everyone looks up and he just seems soaring down. And then he does a front flip and lands on his, feet. Which all Nezu and all the heroes are there. As he just lands and he has a hood on. Hoodie, basically I never described his clothing. He has a black hoodie, the black jacket, pants and all that. It's the same way. He just added on to you know, he just added on. He kind of just took some clothing. He bought some like a new clothing. He has his own place, which is an abandoned place, which they have fixed up too. So yeah, he has his own base of operations. So basically, what happens is he has a clothing line. It's like all black clothing because well he wants to have that, and also he keeps the same clothes that Kirigiri gave him. He just also like learned how to basically sew and stitch up some stuff because yeah he needed to. So basically, though, he's wearing the shirt and the pants and the boots Kirigiri gave him, along with one of the jackets he bought. And he just says, but now he also has a piercing, like on his ear, on the top of his ear, and I don't know, like on his eyebrow and such. And he goes, "Yo, hero, in training. You asked for me?" He goes, "Yeah. I'm going to see you take on Confronting Bakugo." He goes, "Sure." As he just cracks his neck, he goes, "Ah, Kacha!" As he turns around with a smile, he goes, "How have you been? I mean, it's been how long? 11 months and 2 weeks? I miss our time together in middle school. You beating me up and me lying to my mom on how I'm doing and me being depressed so much that I was willing to actually listen to you." A so-called hero. You almost gave me the bad impression of a hero. You're lucky I looked up to All Might all these years. Or I would have turned into a villain, actually. I mean, I'm smart. I'm unnoticeable. I basically can be in a crowd and no one really knows unless you know me. And plus, with my analyzation of people's quirks and all, I would be making a very good villain. But that is not what fate want me to be. So, as he just throws his jacket over to Todoroki, and he says, "Hold that on for me." And then he looks back at Bakugo, and he says, "Let's have some fun, Katsuki." As Bakugo is just in shock. He doesn't know what to say. It's like Deku just admitted something, like his confidence, his look in his eyes says it all. He's afraid of him. He doesn't know if he can actually beat him. He goes, "What's wrong? Where's that arrogant jerk I knew all those a year ago almost? Where is he?" As Bakugo just goes, he goes, I'm still here. You stupid nerd. Die!" And basically, Bakugo just explodes himself over to him as then Deku all of a sudden disappears. Reappears right here behind Bakugo. Remember, he has All Might. He was made to kill All Might. Even fight him on equal level. So that means his body was modified. Because of the also RPG leveling quirk, it has increased it a lot. So basically that's what they see as Bakugo that is basically, it was mid-air as he gets his body starts jerking around like he gets punched in so many different areas. As then Deku jumps up after that happens and basically spins a web, grabs Bakugo, throws him into the air, spins another web, pulls him down, making a fist made out with blood around it, and punches him in the face again. But this time, send him down to the arena as basically he just spins one web and just pulls himself towards Bakugo as Bakugo sees it coming as he's thinking, "I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die." And all of a sudden Deku says, "Take this, you stupid Bakugo Katsuki!" And just punches and just he just makes his punch connect. As everything, a dusted cloud comes out of nowhere, and the ground cracks underneath his fist. As Bakugo just sees his fist missing him barely, as he just says, "What? You thought I was gonna kill you? Nah. It'd be too much a waste of time to kill someone so as weak and pathetic as you. Listen here, Bakugo. Stop acting like the arrogant prick you are. Got it? I'm stronger than you now. I'm better than you now. I have my own name. Don't forget it, loser." as he walks away, as Bakugo's thinking, that, that can't be him. That's not Izuku. That can't be Izuku. I'm supposed to be better than him. As Deku walks over to, Todoroki, he grabs his jacket and he says, "Don't even try it, Ice Boy. Your ice is too weak against my flames." As Todoroki nods, and a little bit of sweating, as everyone sees the arena, everyone is just shocked because the way the dust cloud was like a little tornado going up. And Oracle was just watching him with a smile. She knows how strong Izuku is. She could always see it. And she's just happy. And Mina, she basically, kind of just runs down to the edge of the arena, from the stadium, says, "Hey, do you have a girlfriend?" she asks. And he goes, and he just looks over at her and goes like, "No," he says. She goes, "Cool." He goes, "Wait, what?" And he looks at Todoroki, he goes like, Ice Boy. Who is she? He just says, "Oh, that's Mina. I just know her first name, Mina." And he goes, "And, well, she may be trying to hit on you." As he goes, "Wow. That's kind of weird, but alright." As basically he just, like, walks away and then gets into a jump, like he's about to jump. As All Might's about to buff up, as though, he's about to buff up. But then Deku just jumps upwards in the air onto the top of the stands. Like where the stadium is, like the roof part. And basically he holds onto it and just pulls himself up, and he says, "Well, see you around. Thanks for the fun. And at least let me get some payback on that stupid loser of an old friend of mine." As then he gets up and says, "Oh, and if the number one hero is here, All Might, don't worry, I don't kill people. Well, not yet. It's only in a dire need situation I'll need to. So yeah, bye everyone." And he just kind of walks away. As that's who's thinking, we cannot allow him to ever become a villain. As All Might agrees, and Aizawa and freaking and President Mike is in shock. Well, President Mike mostly. Aizawa did not know how strong he was, but he says that was little effort. He broke the silence. As then President Mike goes, "What? That was little effort? You mean with that much strength? That wasn't even him trying?" He goes, "Yes, I saw him take on a whole bunch of villains. He was able to convert his blood into actual weapons. And he took down the villains really easily. I thought Bakugo would be more of a challenge, but hey, who am I to judge? Sheesh. I mean, I don't know how he got so strong so quick. It's only been 2 weeks since the last time we saw him, but yeah, that's something, Mike." As he goes, "Whoa, you hear that from Aizawa, everyone? This boy, Izuku Midoriya, or Soul the Vigilante, is basically very powerful that no one can stop. I don't know who he is or how he became this way, but I do not want to mess with him. Isn't that right, Aizawa?" And Aizawa says, "Yeah, especially that he ripped out a chip out of his own brain." And then that was like a few seconds of silence, and then President goes, "Aizawa, are you serious?" He just says, "I'm dead serious, Mike. He literally ripped out a chip from his brain, crushed it, and fell to the ground. Basically, he pierced his own brain. I only had enough time to crush it, so I don't know how though he came back to life. I guess some regeneration quirk that's very powerful enough to bring back brain matter and tissue." And he goes, "Well then, it looks like we have an unstoppable and unkillable objects out there, people." As everyone just started cheering and just saying, "Soul, soul, 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 soul." No, that was the final. Yeah, the final round. Yeah, that was the final round. Yeah. So basically, the final round happened, and then the award ceremony. Even though Itoroki wins, Bakugo was still in shock. Mitsuki was in shock, and Inko was just bawling her eyes out because she was so happy to see Izuku, see how strong he is, and knowing that he's actually being a hero, but in his own way now. And the League of Villains were watching it. All the League of Villains who saw Deku as a person, as a kid, cheered for him. All for one. Just claps. And Shigaraki and Kirigiri just simply smile at this. And then Shigaraki says, it looks like he made a big name for himself right now. And it seems like he'll be the strongest person around that would be the hero's attention for a while. And yeah, so during the award ceremony, Ida got the call from his brother, told him about so he was attacked by the hero killer Stain, and that a vigilante called Soul saved him. As Ida's in shock, and he says, he was all about the rules and everything, but if he wasn't around, his brother would have been severely damaged and hurt. So Ida rethinks on the whole entire listening to the rules way. He's gonna change. So yeah. So a lot of things happen. I mean, they want to get the forces up and everything else. But so the thing is, Nezu says we gotta expand our search party for him, and that's it. So what happens is after a couple of hours, Mitsuki ran out of the house, went over to Inko. She was crying, and they decided to go look for Izuku herself. So that's what they do. Deku's just walking through the streets with his hair color. He changed his hair color again to the same hair color that Oracle has, silver, and he's just gonna his eyes match. But he had to give it a reddish silver tint to it, so yeah. And she just says, "That was amazing. You really did it." He goes, "Yeah, I know. It was too easy, right?" She goes, "Yeah. But man, I didn't expect you to actually beat him up that badly." I was like, I was holding back. He was so weak." But man, feeling like calling him a loser was the best part of my day. As they're walking past a cafe, as Deku sees his mom and Mitsuki, he stops, and Oracle's wondering, "Hey, Izuku, what's wrong?" As she sees Inko, and he just stops and smiles, and he goes, "I can't go back. I'm different. I'm not the same." And so he's about to use the shadow manipulation to go right through, as Inko sees him, as she basically looks and knock on the glass, as she's saying "Hold on, please." He can just see it in her eyes, and he just stops using his quirk. He waits. She runs out with Mitsuki after they pay food real quick, as she runs over and says, "Izuku." He goes, "Hey, Mom." And let's just say All For One has told Kirigiri to look for him, to keep an eye out for him, and relay information on his whereabouts. As Kirigiri finds him too, as he calls him up and tells him where he is. As All For One, he asks, "Should I get him away from his mother?" He goes, "No. I've had somebody look into his mother, and she's alone. What we did to that woman was regrettable now. Let's let them have their moment, and if he goes to live with her, at least that means it doesn't matter what he does. She'll still love him. Let's see. Tell me what happens." He goes, "Alright, sir." Says, "Yes, master." So what happens is, Inko runs over and hugs him, and Deku's a little bit shy. He goes, "Mom, I'm I'm not the same Izuku. Not all the way. The only thing that's the same is my sessions for analyzing quirks and all. That's it. I'm not the same scared, wimpy, kind kid. And she says, I know, I saw. You're you're alive. And all that matters to me. Please, come home. You can go to UA. As Deku says, no. I'll never go to UA. People will be in danger. With the power I can use now, if I go to UA, I'll be the way who I am now, a vigilante. The society can't stop me. Nobody can. I'm too strong. I'm too quick. Even without my quirks. Even if I get it taken away, I was experimented on, Mom. Modified. Changed. My body isn't, well, exactly the same. Every being in my muscles are stronger. Faster. So, yeah. I'm not able to be stopped. As she kind of understands when she heard about how he's, said he looks like he was experimented on by All Might, and she, was confirmed that he was. And she says, "But can you please just come home? I miss you, my Izuku." And then Oracle's just going, "Aww, what a touching reunion." As then Deku looks at her and goes like, "Really, Oracle? Really?" As then Inko and VC goes, "Oh, who's this? Is this your girlfriend?" As, well, they both say, as they just both laugh. He goes, "Really? My girlfriend? My own quirk?" And they go like, "What?" As basically, she says, "Oh, allow me to explain." As she says, "I am Oracle. I am a quirk that analyzes other people's quirks, gives them information to Zuku, and relay it to him. I also was given a sentient quirk and a shadow. Well, he was also given a sentient quirk, which now I can talk, plus a shadow manipulation quirk, which, well, as you can see, I used the shadows from his own shadow to manipulate a body for me, and plus, he has a quirk to allow him to change his hair and eye color, so I can use it. Those days I have no hair, no eye color, and just a pure made of shadow. I can then manipulate to have my, everything what a normal person will look like with any type of my hair or eye color can be. And though, since I am his quirk, I'm allowed to use only two abilities of his: the swing from the webs and acting like a spider, plus the fire manipulation. That is all. As they like, "Oh, okay," and they're kind of weirded out by it, but it's whatever. He goes, "Yeah, I know. It's kind of cool. I mean, I've been taking down villains, game members, and just overall saving people with no laws or the rules to hold me back. I'm able to do whatever. It's kind of good. And also, I got my own place to live, so yeah." As Inko kind of goes, "Really? That's okay." And she's a little bit upset by this, but he says, "Hey, you know that part of the building in our apartment that was never gonna be repaired or fixed or even, well, lived in?" And she goes, "Yeah, it was blocked off, and the owner said it was supposed to be condemned and never be used again because he never had the money to fix it." Hold on, everyone. So yeah, so basically she says, "Yeah. I mean, after all that," she explained, and he goes, "Well, that's where I live. So I've been close by. I mean, so don't worry. I'm always close by if you ever want to talk. Besides, the cops are after me. The heroes are after me. If they knew, well, where I lived, then they'll arrest me. That's why I can't come live with you. So, at least you know now, Mom. She smiles and says, just come by for dinner every so often, alright? She says, sure, I will. As when he was about to like turn around, he stops and just turns back, looks at his mom, and walks over real fast and just gives her a big hug and says, I missed you so much. As she starts crying again and just, hugs him. Mitsuki's happy. And, she's just saying, but I asked him, so, can you tell us what happened to you besides this experimentation? He goes, oh yeah, I learned from martial artists, assassins, trained killers, basically to fight and to kill people. So I have the skills to do it. I just choose not to. And Mitsuki's kind of impressed by that and kind of a little bit terrified. He goes, do you know how to use firearms? He goes, yeah. I just choose not to. That's all he says. But he does say, well, anyways, gotta get going. Can't stay around too long. Cops are gonna be coming around this area pretty soon. As, they both understand. And he says, oh, we'll come back tonight, Mom. See ya. So yeah, he leaves, and Orko says, nice to meet you, Miss Midoriya. And they just start walking away as Orko says, too bad she's a quirk. They look cute together, basically, as Mitsuki agrees. So, yeah. And no, well, I would say no, that's not the shit. But, I mean, it could be. His quirk is always gonna be with him, and then, like, a hero could be his girlfriend, which, in this one, yeah, you'll figure out who it is pretty soon. But yeah, so Deku goes around the whole entire city, helps out a few people, stops some bank robbers. He also helps out people from crossing the street and all that, and just overall, just being a good old fashioned vigilante superhero, which the cops can never catch, which is always funny. So, not many villains are out during the day. So, yeah, it's always because of him now. So, yeah, basically, it's just during the night. So, anyways, what happens? Well, it's still the same day. As then Deku kind of goes back to the hero school. And, UA, just to check out to see how Bakugo's taking it. As though he's on the top of the roof. Well, no, he's at the corner just waiting for Bakugo to come out. And he sees the girl Mina come out. He goes, man, that girl was really weird. As then, next thing you know, a villain being chased by cops are coming out of nowhere. As, as Mina's crossing the street, Kirishima, went away from her, basically, just to go back home. Because they live in different directions. As then, it's being right towards her as she's trying to move out of the way, and Kirishima's about to try and come get her as Deku just rushes right towards her. He rushes so fast, it's at the last minute he comes out nowhere, picks her up and just stops the car, basically just holding it. And they're wondering what the. And Deku just lifts the car up because he has his hand into the car hood, and then he just lifts up the car and he just holds it. And the guys are still trying to put on the throttle, and he just says, that's useless, right? And then he just turns his hand around and just slams the hood of the car into the ground. He does not kill them, but basically he does give them a good, headache. And then he says, you're alright, Mina? Was it? She goes, yeah. Thanks. And he goes, sure, no problem. As, Kirishima says, hey, thanks for saving her. You're Izuku Midoriya. It's Soul, don't forget it. He goes, yeah, why are you here? He says, oh, to see about Bakugo, how he took his loss. To me, he goes, he left a little bit early today. He goes, aw, what a shame. I wanted to say to him, how does it feel to get beat up by a loser? As Vina kind of laughs at that, but says, that is kind of me. He goes, oh, after everything he's done to me, he deserves it. He goes, well, that could be true. And he says, Kirishima was like, I didn't know Bakubro was that mean. He was like, oh, Bakugo doesn't have bros. He's never nice to anyone. He's only a mean Pomeranian. They both laugh at that. As as they hear Bakugo says, "Hey, who called me a Pomeranian?" As Deku looks over and waves at him, he goes like, Deku? And he goes, yeah. While you hear, he goes, oh, see how you took your loss? Very well, it seems. And now you're afraid of me since you started stuttering. He goes, shut it. You. And he says, Zuko, shut it. And he goes, oh, now I'm calling me by name. He goes, look, I'm sorry for what I did to you all for many years. He goes, you can't take back what you did to me, right? Look, just shut it, Bakugo. I only came here to see how you took it, and it seems like you took it very well. Now don't lose that confidence of yours now. Remember, I was experimented on, unlike you. What I went through was pure torture. So don't ever think you want to go through exactly the same way. Your mind may break and you may become a nomu. Well, I am a nomu, but at least I still have my consciousness and my own mind. Hey, I mean, I may even become a high-end nomu because of that now, so, yeah. As he's just walking away, as the cops see him, he goes, freeze! As Deku just suddenly, hand goes on fire, because he had it in his pocket, he pulls out his hand, goes on fire, and a wall of fire appears. And he goes, here, cops. Never learned. As then he just starts to go through the shadows and of his own. He just starts sticking to his own shadow, and he says, "See you later, Bakugo." Like that. No, he says, "See you later, Bakugo." And then he just leaves. Nezu saw this from his office, and he goes, "Huh. Well, maybe I should make a proposition for him, at least to train with other future heroes." As basically, Deku kind of like, goes through the shadows to the location of the bar which Shigaraki's in right now. As he just travels there, he was like, ugh, I could really use a drink. Well, it's a good thing I came here, as Oracle does come out and says, yeah, let's see how Kirigiri is and Shigaraki. True. So he opens up the door, he goes, yo, Kirigiri, the usual? And he says, right away, Zuko. And Shigaraki goes, Shigaraki's there, goes, yo, Shigaraki, I didn't know you were gonna be here. He goes, yes, I know you come here every few days or so I decided to wait for you. And he goes, huh. So, he takes a seat with Oracle standing right next to him. He goes, so, this is that quirk of yours. And she goes, yep, hi. And he's wearing gloves and all. He goes, hello. So, he asks, that was an impressive display of power you show. How do you like it? He goes, it's awesome. I mean, even alone without the quirks and all, no one could kill me. Well, no one could defeat me with the strength. They could kill me pretty easily, but hey. Right? He goes, yes. He goes, yes. Very, very true. Now then, I want to ask you a question. Why won't you become a hero? He just says, heroes? Heroes don't help out people without a reason sometimes. Heroes like my friends are only in it for my former friend are only in it for the fame. Me, I generally want to do it without any of that. I just want to help out people. But if I had to get a hero license for it, which I have all these quirks and all, what's the point? Besides, there's someone that was going around calling himself the hero killer, Stain. Well, and I stopped somebody that may have been him. I don't know for sure, but it's pretty all a good day for me today. It was alright. Now, As he goes, let's get down to business I want to talk to you about. He goes, wait, what? Look, there's somebody I need you to get off the streets. I need you to go to the hero school and only be in there for the training camp. My father has a plan. We need you to be at the training camp to be captured by us and then leave them. Live with us. Pretend you got captured and all. You can even tell your mother of the plan. We'll come down and tell her ourselves, if you need to. As he goes, wait, you want to involve my mom in this? Just to explain to her, he goes, yes, since you live nearby, we think it should be a good idea. What do you think? Deku just thinks about it and goes, only tell her and Izuku Midoriya. We know your mother and where she lives. We wouldn't have come after her since my father wants you to be a vigilante. As Deku thinks about it and says, yeah, true. Alright, look. Shigaraki, I need you to understand. I will only do this because he asked me to listen to you. But this seems like there's more to it that you don't want me to know just yet. He goes, yes, there's a rumor in the villain society about somebody making a plan to do something to a Yakuza boss. Because they found out something about a child. And I have a bad feeling about it. So, until I find out more, will you wait for my proposal? As he says, sure. I'll wait. But I won't wait that long. So, yeah. So while the whole entire internship happens, Deku goes around leveling up, increasing his points. So he goes to around 40 to 60, as I'm saying, like it's almost near a month. So yeah, and then they do the whole entire training, like meet the final exams and all. And Nezu puts out a message on the news, which Deku sees, and he has talked to his mother. He has eaten with her, hanging out with her, and Shigaraki, we're going to go to, though, when they hear the report on the news, well, he's with his mom, about Nezu's talking about, says, hello there, everyone, my name is Nezu. I am the principal of UA High School, and this is to the message towards a vigilante called Soul. We would like you to join us at the UA just to see and help you out with your quirk. And no, we will not have you join us, without you trying your training out with us, basically. I want to see how you'll react to our students, and I know you will not be arrested. So, because you have only helped out people, not killed anyone, but still, while using your circumstances with us, well, with what happened to you, I can understand why you don't want to be around anyone else but by yourself. But please, do come down to the school tomorrow afternoon, and we'll talk about it. As, Deku is about to text Shigaraki, because of, he got a phone during that week too, that month. And just, he got Shigaraki's number, so Shigaraki Deku hears a knock on the door along with his mom. He walks over with a blood knife, just ready as, he looks through the people, and it's just Shigaraki and All For One. So he opens up the door, basically, he goes, oh, All For One, Shigaraki, hello. As, Izuku's mom sees them, and, hold on everyone, I'm back everyone, but, so she goes, Zuko, who are... He goes, Mom, calm down. This is Shigaraki Tomura. And this is One For All, the greatest villain ever. The number one, actually. He's the one who gave me my quirks. And the one who trained me. Well, had people trained me in what I know. and also the one who, well, the scientist was working for who experimented on me for a month straight. As she's afraid, he goes, "Calm down, Miss Midoriya. We are not here for Zuko. We are here to talk to you about a plan that my Shigaraki has. And it involves me going to jail and being arrested." As she goes, "What?" She says, come sit down. Do you want any tea or anything else?" He goes, "No, that is all right." And, well, and also, Deku noticed that he did not have the mask with the breather on. He goes, "So, what's with the whole entire, like, face being different and all?" He goes, "Oh." He goes, "Yes, I got my face fixed." It's all because of those experimental government drugs that not drugs, experimental medicine that we took from the government. It turns out they were made for corpus people, but we modified it so that way it will heal my face and made me go back to the way I look. As Iko looks at Offline blushing and kind of like, because she, as he says, "You almost like, kind of remind me of my husband. A while back, he was around, but he's been overseas for quite some time." As Deku says, "Yeah, for the longest time. Jeez. I know he's helping us out and all, but he might have actually got a new wife and mom, you know that?" She goes, "Yes," and as Offline goes like, "What? Your father hasn't been around? That's disrespectful, ungrateful man." And he's, Shigaraki goes, "Father?" He goes, "What? You usually don't get mad at this." He goes, "Well, there's one thing I hate about people. If it is a husband who doesn't come to see his wife and child at all. When was the last time you seen him?" As he asks Eiko, she says, "Before Zuko was born, so a long time now." As Shigaraki's eyes widen, he goes, "Yeah, not to be mean, Miss Midoriya, but it sounds like he got a new family." As she says, "I know that." And Deku's eyes widen, he goes, "Wait, what?" "I had a feeling he might have, and that's why he only sends us money because of that. So that way he thinks I still, love him and everything else. But I know the truth. I knew for a very long time. I just couldn't have told you, Zuko." As he says, "Jeez, Mom, you could have told me. I probably would have understood." Well, now I would have. Probably way back when I was still in middle school and all, I probably wouldn't. It wasn't my fault. She goes, "No, no, 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 no. He left me way before you were born. 3 months before you were born, actually." He was like, "Wow. What a jerk." Shigaraki agrees. And Ulfmore just says, "Well, I'll find out where he is. And I'll make sure he pays. Not by his blood or body or his own death, with information or reason why he left you. And I will relay that info to you. That is my word." And, she smiles and, then Deku says, "Aw, look at you two." As they both, all for one, and Iko looking, goes like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, you two look like a good couple." And he goes, "I am the greatest villain of all time. I cannot have a wife. If the heroes knew that, they'll try to get her to get to me." He goes, "Also, I am a lot older than I look." And she goes, "What?" He goes like, "I found a age slowing quirk, so I'm older than what I should. I'm still young, but I'm older than what I, should be around." She understands that. And she just says, "Well, it'd be nice to have somebody around." He goes, "Well, I could come by every so often and visit now, if you don't mind." But she says, "Iko, you can call me Iko." She just says, and he says, "Iko." And she, says, "That'll be great." So yeah. So they tell her the plan and all, and because of a villain called Overhaul that Shigaraki has found out, may be using a girl for experimentation, so they need him to come out into the open to fill up a gap in power. She understands, and he says, "Oh, and Izuku." He goes, "Yes. Could you sneak into prison to break me out when I need it?" He goes, "Sure. That'll be easy." As he cracks his neck, and Inko says, Izuku?" He goes, "What?" "Oh, yeah, sorry, Mom. I kind of owe him a lot, so she goes, "No, just don't get yourself caught. Be safe, honey." He goes, "I will." As Oracle comes out and says, so it's so boring watching you guys talk like this, explaining about the plan." And she also says, "But he is right about you two. Look so adorable together." As basically, Inko blushes, and all for one is just flustered. So yeah, so after that, he goes over to after school to basically, you know, to Nezu. He basically sneaks into the school very easily, gets past the walls, gets past everyone, and just like, "So what do you need?" As he startles Nezu, as he says, "Oh, it's exactly what I said, Mr. Soul. Just come with us to the training camp, and that's it. We just see if you'll like working with anyone in our school, and maybe come and work with us." He goes, "Oh, I'll think about it afterwards." He goes, "Oh, good, good. Please don't start me like that." He goes, "My bad. I'm so used to working with people on stealth and all. It's a second nature." Because you must have been trained very, very much and more intense than anyone else in the school. Probably it was like, "Yeah, I was. So look, just keep me away from Bakugo Katsuki and we're good. That's all." As he nods. So basically, he asks, "How long do we have until the entire thing?" He goes, "In a day, 2 days or so." He goes like, "All right." So he does. He says he'll do whatever he does, but he's still doing his vigilante work. He says, "Oh, that's quite all right. Just don't kill no one, and we'll be good." And he goes, "I never have." And then he walks through the shadows in the corner of the room and disappears. And he goes, and he's basically thinking to himself, Nezu goes like, "That boy, quite terrifying indeed." So yeah. So what happens is, 2 days pass. He's there. He has his bag packed. He has fought with Muscular, and he just basically heard about what he did to Koda's parents, and right away he just told All For One he's gonna just get end his life, and All For One just says, "Go right ahead." And what happens? This is what happened, though. As he fights Muscular. He's basically able to dodge Muscular's punches and moves and kicks. And he goes, "Fight me like a man." He goes, "All right." And basically when he punches Muscular's arm, it breaks. Like his whole entire bone breaks. He goes, "Ah!" Then he just kicks his leg. It breaks. Then next, he makes a blood sword mixed with fire. He goes, "Now, die." And then he slices off. I mean, not off one. He slices Muscular in half, and then he cut off his head. That's it. So yeah. Also, these characters are not real. Nothing. They're just drawn. Nothing can happen to them. So yeah. Sorry about the graphic imaging, but I'm gonna say the flame was so hot, no blood was splattered. So yeah. All right. Okay. So yeah. So after that, they found Muscular's body, the police, and it was just quite terrifying to them how easily this guy was, taken down since they were looking for him and all. And, everyone knows about the plan, and Deku kind of found out about Muscular wasn't going to really care about it. He was just going to, kill whoever he wanted. And, the League of Villains do know, well, the people who are going to be there, Dabi's there and Toga's there too, know about the plan, and they're just okay with it. Dabi says this is a pretty impressive plan. Handyman, he says to Shigaraki. And then, Shigaraki was like, "Well then, Ashtray, it seems like you got a cocky attitude." And then he just smiles. So with Dabi, I was like, so you're Vigilante called Soul. Why are you working with us? He goes, oh, easy. The League of Villains were actually the person who kidnapped me, experimented on me, and treated me like an actual person. So it gave me quirks. So I owe a lot to them. That's why I'm doing this. And Dabi says, alright. And, sorry, but, after that, Togo, started talking to him. He was like, yeah. You try to freaking pierce me with your knives, and you're gonna regret it. She goes, oh, like what? He goes, oh, I'm not the one who's gonna be doing it to you. As in, freaking shadows manipulate from her, like, from all around the room and make, like, little, like, spears towards Toga. As then, Oracle comes out and says, I will. You ever hurt him? And you'll pay with your life. And she goes, okay, sorry. So that happens. So, yeah, so we're gonna, like, that was, like, a little flashback moment that happens. So, he comes over to everyone that's gonna get on the bus. He goes, yo, my name is Izuku Midoriya, or also known as the Vigilante called Soul. It's nice to meet everyone. Well, my name was Izuku Midoriya, he says, corrected himself. My name's just Soul. As Mina comes over and, shakes his hand and everything, saying, like, thank you for saving me again. Really, you're amazing. You keep on, like, protecting everyone and do whatever you need to do for everyone. Like, she became a fangirl, like, because it's amazing. As he just says, yeah, it's just what a normal hero should do, but I don't do it for any money or fame. I just do it because it's the right thing. Bakugo's there, he's not even looking at Deku. Todoroki says, so, did you go back to your mother and all? As he has a little bit of frost coming off him and fire. He goes, I met her, don't worry, freaking ice boy. I saw my mom. And then he kind of stops, he goes, good. And he goes, wait, why do you even care? As he says, well, I made a vow to, bring you back to your mother. Even if I had to beat you down. As Deku just thinking himself, like, wow, he's being serious. I like this guy. He goes, huh. So he says to him, well, even if you could try, you can't. I've been put through a lot of training, unlike you guys. As Bakugo says, like what? He goes, in the art of assassins, combat, fighting with judo, karate, taekwondo, amongst other martial arts, and ways to sneak into places not to be detected by anyone, and in someone's life. So yeah, don't try anything with me, Bakugo. As Mina is just like very surprised by it, and she says, "That is so cool." He goes, "Really? I was trained how to hurt people and end their lives. That's cool." She goes, "No, the whole time training in general, with the combat, fighting and all, but the killing part, not so much. Sorry, because it's fine. But hey, I don't really use it that much. Just the stealth part." She just says, "That's the part that's awesome. Can you? How did you How can you get into places easy?" He goes, "Well, I use my shadow manipulation. I can travel through a shadow, and come out there, but I can just easily walk right into a place without anyone even noticing, even the cameras. So yeah." And she says, "Well, I heard about a person when Nezu got scared a couple of days ago. 2 days ago, was that you?" And he goes, "Yep." Too easy, right? As as I was hearing this, as then he says, "Ahem." He goes, "All right, everyone, get on the bus." So yeah, so someone did replace him, say like some person in class 1B did, or Shinso. I think I've made Shinso replaced him. I don't know, probably did, probably not. But if I did, then someone replaced Deku in this series. It's gonna be like Shinso. Like he trained his body and his mind plus his quirk. So yeah, he was able to get past easily. He got to 1A. So yeah. Anyways, while everyone's on the bus, they kind of just want to talk about everything, and then like his quirk and all with Deku's. Like that's how many quirks does he have? As then he says, well, probably 8 or 9. And they were like, wait, really? He goes, yeah, one's a sentient quirk, which allows my Oracle quirk, which is a analyzation quirk, basically. I can scan everyone in this bus. I know everyone's quirk and weaknesses. As everyone hears that, as Mina's just, like, ecstatic to even hear that. She goes, that is so cool. So that means you can come up with strategies right off the bat right away. He goes, yeah, pretty much. Doesn't mean I mean, it's because now then I also got shadow manipulation quirk. In general, you know, just a shadow quirk or shadow manipulation. Basically, a fire quirk, a blood manipulation, be able to change my eyes and hair color. And then he keeps a little secret. And then he says something else. Deku did like go up a lot more levels. So like he was like at 50, let's say he's like 80 now, and just his like 50 and everything else, but yeah, 50, then he goes up to 80, so he increased everything to be mashing. So just basically all around like 78. Sorry about that one. That is not, it's the seasons weather thing. So yeah, season changing. But anyways, yeah, did that happen? As everyone's kind of shocked, but Mina asks, "Really? Can you really change your hair and eye color? Can you show us, please, please, please?" Just kind of just acting the way she does. I can always see her as a happy, energetic person. So he goes, oh, "All right, fine." As he does, like he changes. He asks, "Okay, what should my hair color be?" As she goes, "Ooh, how about orange?" He goes, "Really?" She goes, "Yeah, eye color, mm, gold, a gold like color." He goes, "All right." So that's what he does, and everyone sees it, and he goes, and they're just in shock. He goes, "Cool, right?" She goes, "Yeah, so cool." And he changed it back to the way it was, which was silver and a reddish silver. Oh, his hair was silver and his eyes were like a reddish silver. So yeah, I know there's like I say, he has a reddish tint, but it's silver. All right, okay. Well, now that's out of the way. So basically, everyone gets on the bus. Alfred was because as always says, this is our stop for right now to rest. The pussycats do calm. Deku kind of knows about the force, but he's not going to tell them. So he just says, whatever. He just lets whatever happens. And so everyone goes falling. Avalanche happens and everything else. They all slide down. Deku's perfectly fine. And then he just tells everyone, alright, let's get going. Let's get this over and done with. So Kirishima and Denki asked him a question about, like, how does it feel to be like a hero without a license? He was like, it's awesome, actually. Don't have to listen to no rules. Don't have to be famous. Don't have to get any money for it. It's pretty great. I was like, wait, what? He was, yeah. I mean, I don't do this for the money. Kidding me? I didn't even want to do it for the money. To begin, I just wanted to help out people. That's it. And he's like, wow, that's pretty heroic attitude. He goes, yeah. And Kirishima says, that's also manly. He goes, yeah. So, what do you think is gonna be in the? And then all of a sudden, the rock monsters come out of nowhere. He goes like, all right, never mind. As Deku then just runs up and just punches right through it. He goes, hey, they're not alive. Cool. And that means, he says, I can kill them. And he has a smile on his face. As Oracle, as they all go like, he goes, oh, sorry. It's just a, itch I've been having. Because I got the skills and all, and I don't want my training to get rusty. So he goes, oh. So he goes, do you mind if I kill them all? Like, no, not at all. He goes, cool, thanks. So basically, he just makes some blood swords. One to go into his mouth and all. He goes, all right, let's do this. And then he just starts going at them all. He kills every one of these rock monsters. So yeah, they all get destroyed in about an hour or so. They get there, and the Pussycats are in shock. Aizawa is just saying, huh, let me guess, you had him do it? As they said, he wanted to. He wanted to fight. We weren't going to deny him. He goes, yeah, it's good help to get my training, keep up my training with my skills and all. Aizawa says, I don't get paid enough for this. Alright, just start making your food and, that's it. As everyone's like, what? He goes, yeah, make your own food. It's a camp to help you learn some life skills and all that, and we'll do training tomorrow. So they start making their food. Deku gets it done pretty easily. And, everyone was shocked because I'm making like Deku be a good cook because he had to learn it on his own. And also, let's just say he kind of had like some lessons from Kirigiri to help him out. Just for some reason, the Kirigiri was just doing it, he thought. Now he realized that he was doing it because of All For One wanted him to be living on his own and, all that. Like, just get out there in the world. So, yeah, he just tells them, and they are saying, wow, this is really good, Soul. He was like, huh, thanks. Yeah, who teach you? He goes, just the guy Kirigiri. He goes, wait. Kirishima says, the guy with the mist going around? He goes, yeah. He goes, why would villains teach you? He goes, well, they didn't treat me like a monster or like an experiment. Well, most people did, but not, well, some of the villains did. It was like right after they joined, so they treat me like it. But the ones who actually were part of the League of Villains didn't treat me like that. They actually treated me as a person. And they were nice, kind, helped me out on like any like math problems they gave me and such. Or, just all in all just taught to me. They actually gave me food, clothing, trained me. The training was brutal though. I'm not gonna lie. And hey, it was just, simple. It was like I had a family. It's like a second family and all. As they're kind of confused. Like, even Aizawa, then Bakugo says, why would villains do that? And Deku just says, I don't know. And I don't care. It was better life than what I had when I was in school with you, at least. And that's what I'm grateful for. As, Bakugo gets a little bit upset by this, but... And then, he basically says, like... Aizawa just tells him, well, all villains aren't like that, kid. He goes, I know. But it's some who tell the story. Whoever tells the story makes the person who they look like they want to be. A hero could lie and make himself look better by telling their side of the story, while the villain could tell theirs, and it's contradicted with the hero, so that people believe it's a lie. So let me just say this. Whoever tells a story is really the hero or the villain, and what people make you to be. That's all. As, Deku has came to realize that, and so that's it. Aizawa just smiles at that. He says, well, kid, that was deep, and I understand what you mean. So after dinner, just get some rest. We'll have a room for you. As, the Pussycats asks about him, as Aizawa says, that's the Vigilante soul. As they're saying then why we are arresting him, he goes like, oh, didn't Nezu tell you? He goes like, no. He's just a part of us, just to see if he wants to join UA. That's it. I was like, oh, alright. So yeah, so after that, Deku kind of just, after they eat and all, he goes right to sleep. No. While they're eating, he sees the kid Koda, and then he, asks about the kid, as the girl the one who could use their telepathic quirk, just tells them that, oh, that's Koda. He's my nephew, and Deku goes over to him. He goes on one knee. He asks, "Hey there, my name is Soul. It's nice to meet you." And Koda just seeing him says, "Hi, my name's Koda. It's nice to meet you too, Soul." He goes, and he shakes Koda's hand. As Koda's not the same Koda anymore, but he is still kind of is. He goes, Koda says, "Are you a hero just like them?" He goes, "No, I'm a vigilante. I do things different. I don't work with the law. I do, though. I don't kill unless it's necessary." And he says, "Oh yeah." He says to he gets up and he tells Koda to cover his ears or something, but he says, "Did you hear about that guy called Muscular? I heard that he got shot. Heard that he got killed and all." As Koda says, "Yeah, whoever did, I'm really grateful for. They finally got that guy. He got what he deserved." And he goes, "Oh, really? Tell me." "He killed my mom and dad. He was the reason why they left me. So, whoever it was, I want to thank him personally." As Deku just has a smile on his face. He goes, "Whoever he is," he says, "I feel like he'll be glad that you said that." As he walks away from Kodo, and they have a confused look on on their faces. Azawa has a suspicion that Deku was the one who did the deed, as he says. But hey, the guy was wanted for multiple crimes, so I mean, he needed justice and all that. But if he could have helped it, he could have helped it. It had to end like that. That was it. Hold on. So yeah, so everyone goes to bed. Next day happens. The whole entire ball throw happens. Deku outshines everyone though. So yeah. So we're just gonna skip the next couple of days until the final day. Deku's talking to Oracle, and she's saying today's the day. He goes, "Yeah, I know. Oh, this is gonna be fun." So All for One has talked to his mom. Has been going over to see his mom and all, and he found out that his father did leave them for another woman, and he just told her about how he already had a family, but he doesn't really care about her no more, and so he has only been sending them money is because of, well, that was his old family. This is a new one, and that was it. Inko does not really care anymore about Hasashi, so yeah. So after that, you know, so he was back to it though, as he says it's nighttime, so let's just this over and done with. So everything goes the same besides with Muscular. Deku gets captured instead of Bakugo. And they take him away, everything else. Bakugo gets pissed off this time and he wants to go help. So yeah. So Deku gets back. He's with the League of Villains. They open up and he just starts laughing. Goes like, "Man, those guys were so." Oh yeah, wait, no. It was also, I forgot to mention, he's been hanging out with Mina and getting some feelings towards her. So yeah, he says. Okay, now he says though, everyone, those guys were like really, really freaking overworkers. I I couldn't my training was like simple as oh heck. They just had me work on my body muscles and all that, and with my webbing quirk and my my spiral quirk, fire quirk, and everything else. But it's so easy for me to use. Jeez, it's like I had them. I was already trained with it when I was with you guys. They know this, and they still have me go through all this. Hero schools is so boring. As Shigoro goes, so they'll get a plan to to come and get you guys. Then he says probably that Momo girl would probably put a tracker on Nomu and such that you brought there. He was like, that was the point. But anyways, he says there was a girl you were with. He was with Mina when he got captured. As he saw. Mr. Capress told Shigaraki. As he goes, yeah. So he goes, so you have a crush on her? He goes, shut it. Don't tease me like that. Sorry. But yeah, it's good that you'll have somebody, but if I want you to become a hero, don't ever talk to them like that. He says, "Oh, I don't disrespect them," in which he, is surprised. Well, Shigaraki's a little bit surprised, but he goes, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Explain to me." He says, "All right." So he says, "They're really hard workers. They're trying to get better with their quirks. A lot of them can become pro heroes, the top 5 or top 3, or even the top 10 at least. Almost everyone in that class. There's a guy called Ida who was basically has a stick up somewhere." But now he mellowed out because he said I saved his brother and he thanked me. He's glad that I was working with him and all. As then he then talks about everyone else and their weaknesses and all that, which Shigaraki is surprised that he figured it out so quickly. He goes, "Whenever analyzation quirk helps out," he goes, "Ah, yes." But then he asks, "Are you gonna use this against him?" He goes, "No, no, they're just kids. I don't want it. I don't like hurting kids. Even if they are gonna become #1 hero." And so they said, "Now wait, what do you want to do? Games? You're on." They pull out there's a TV, and in the next rooms they go to and they start playing video games and they just play for freaking 3 days straight until that night that happens. So he gets in position to be like he's gonna be capped. He was captured all, and they've just been holding him out. And so the same thing happens like in canon, but the only difference is this. Deku just says, I gotta get out of here. And just starts running away from the fight, but they try to stop. He goes like, "Get out of my way!" As basically he just slams his fist on the ground, cover the whole entire field in fire. As Alphaman says, huh, he's a very good actor to as he says to himself. Include the other villains do. They all get away. Everyone does. The people who got captured, they get captured, and the people who didn't, are there. So yeah. So that happens. Deku gets away, and he sees the battle with All For One. All For One, it's from a good fight. Then All Might gets, is about to get hurt. All For One's not putting everything he had into it. He's just looking like it. But then he comes out of nowhere and and he punches All For One. Sending him flying. He goes, "You have been doing." He goes, I can't let you get hurt, All Might." And I think I gave the quirk All For One. I mean, All Might's quirk to Mirio. So yeah. So anyways, he just says, "What did they do to you?" I was like, "You don't want to know." But they did nothing to him. He just acted that way. Because, why not? And so Alpha goes, "Ah, my ultimate nomu. You're back. Come to me and we can work together to fight All Might." He goes, "Never, Alpha One. I won't let you use me again. Not this time. Not ever. Now take this!" And he just throws a whole bunch of fire at Alpha One, which he dodges, but Deku runs over to his top speed as basically they're like fighting. They're clashing. Multiple shockwaves are happening. Fists are being thrown. Alpha One gets slammed to the ground, punched, and All Might, when his mask gets destroyed, All Might is in shock that his face is back to normal. As basically he's like kicks Alpha One, and they've only been using about 40% of their power, which is still a lot. So yeah, so not much is going to destroy it all, but still, All Might is in shock that he's able to fight him. And in general, he just basically doing the combo, like basically like punching him, spin him, like pull, makes him wet, pulls him closer, punches him again, so starts wrapping around him, and just starts swinging him around, and basically then slams him into the ground with the weapon and all that. It's just like amazing. All Might is saying, and basically now like Deku says, "It's time to finish this." He goes, "Yes, it is. Now take this." As All For One makes a big giant fist from about 50% of his power, Deku makes a fire blood fist as he puts about the same amount as when they both. He dodges the All For One's punch and then punches him right in the stomach. But but Deku put it down all the way to at least 20% of his attack. And he goes, "Fine, still." And he basically is on the ground. He goes, very good, Nomu. Well done. And then he fakes being unconscious. As the police come and get him, as he's thinking, this boy is simply amazing. It was a good choice to let him have his free will. As Deku's hopping and popping and all by says, Midoriya, please, don't run away. He goes, sorry. Not trusting no one again. And he just runs and disappears into the night for the shadows. As All Might is like legitimately upset, but he understands. And so he appears in the warehouse that, the League of Villains do. Well, actually, they all arrive at Inko's place. And Inko says, it's just having them all food and all. As everyone that was, saved, well, actually was still like a part of the League of Villains, he was like, wait, why are we here? And then they say, oh, well, my father is, as Deku says, he's dating my mom, isn't he? He says, yes. And she goes, oh, Izuku. It went well? He goes, yeah, it went well, Mom. So, what's for dinner? I'm starving. She smiles and goes, it's your favorite. He goes, yes. Let's eat, everyone. So, everyone eats just like a happy family. Sorry, I just had to put that in. But yeah, so that's the end of this video. Sorry I don't cover up all the things that Deku does. This isn't where the interesting parts come in. It's just like more like Deku's leveling up his quirk. He's making the plans and everything happens. And the training for Deku really is just too easy. So yeah, it's just the boring parts. But I did try to make a lot of interesting things happen. So I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. You guys all have a nice day. You all be safe out there. Bye everyone.